M.Reck TV.
You hear something?
Have you guys heard of Stream Boss? It's a new IPTV provider that gives you over 5,000 channels for only $20 a month.
Oh, cool!
$20 for live TV, local TV, movies, TV shows, pay-per-views, and so much more.
Huh? What?
If you have a Fire Stick, smart TV, or streaming device, then head on over to thestreamboss.com to begin your setup process.
How you feeling, first and foremost, my brother?
Oh, I'm good, man. I've been good. I'm blessed, man. I really can't complain, man. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pretty good. Life has been pretty good.
Yes, sir. I know you are, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. You familiar with my brand, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you know, when I ask questions, I like to get to the square root. So
Right.
It's nothing to get offensive about. You
Right.
know, 'cause I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people doing it now. A lot of rappers, you know, because I do music first. A lot of rappers, you know, they doing it now because I opened the lane up.
Yeah.
Right. But they didn't pay homage, and it's cool. You dig
Right,
what I'm saying? But I was doing this in-depth interview thing a long time because before the questions was real generic.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta tell you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you some things that you spoke on in the past, and then also your history, and then what you got going on now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go right to it. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Peace, world. You're locked into M.Reck TV. I got a legend in the building, my brother, Daddy Yo from East New York, Stetson Sonic, and all that. Salute, my brother. So first and foremost, who is Daddy Yo?
So Daddy-O is what I grew into because I didn't choose that name for myself.
A word?
Yeah. So originally,
who chose that for you?
Originally, there was a group out of Long Island called the Stetson Brothers. And that's where we get our style from. That's where we get our name from and all of that. They actually had a torch and told us we could be the Stetson Brothers. But they started but we didn't want to keep the same name. We didn't want people to be confused about it. So the light came up with the name Stetson Sonic. But prior to that, I used to call myself Dr. On.
Dr. On?
Dr. On, O-N, right?
Got you.
I was learning how to rap, learning how to get it together. Nathaniel, who's one of the Stetson brothers, that's actually the guy who taught me my style. He literally one day saw me walking down the block and he was like, yo, Kareem, come over here. I had my box. He was like, you be rapping, right? I said, yeah. He said, what's your name? What's your rap name? I said, Dr. On. He said, no, fuck that. That's corny. Your name gonna be different. You're gonna run it down just like this. And he went, D to the A-double-D-Y-O. I go by the code of MC Daddy-O, and this is something that you must be told. You couldn't touch me with a short shot pole, Daddy-O.
Wow.
Rock the law, MC Daddy-O came back for more, y'all. Now do. Then he said,
hold on. He wrote it and spit it for you?
He said that from the top of his head.
Wow. And what's his name again?
He showed me the style, Nathaniel, and he showed me the style that they used to call a gangster rock. But honestly, when Run DMC first came out on Sucker MCs, people thought that was us because we was the only ones rocking hard like that. Nobody was rocking hard. Nobody had no rough voices. Nobody. It was us, and that was it because we were taught the gangster rock. The other thing that happened with him was crazy. Because Flash and them my favorite group. And he said, Stetson Brothers beat Flash and them. I'm like, how you beat Mel? I'm like, how did that happen? I swear to God, I lost it in storage. I wish I had that tape. He finally found the tape. I heard it. They told Mel and them a new asshole. Damn. They was nice because and this is how they taught me to rhyme. They told me to rhyme. Even when I met Granddaddy IU, I'm all over the place, but even when I met Granddaddy IU, I told him I was mad at him. He said, why? I said, because you rap on the beats I like to rap on, because they taught me to rap to slow beats. You know what I mean? I used to walk around East New York with a lot of people don't know that the Barry White records, most of the 45s he put out, the B-side instrumental.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So I used to walk around with a yellow disc, 45. I'm gonna love you a little bit more. That do 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 do. And I used to tell the DJ to put it on 33 and step away from the turntables. And it used to be mad slow, like boom, 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 boom. And I used to just kill it. I used to just kill it. And so that was, and I grew into being Daddy-O. I grew into this, I guess, character, which is really now me. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I grew into.
Got you. So Stetsasonic, where did that name come from?
The Light made the name up because we was originally the Stetson brothers. Again,
I got that.
And he was like, nah, D, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to be confusing. He said, what about Stetsasonic? I said, what that mean? He said, Stetson means style, Sonic means sound. I was like, I can take that. You know what I mean? And we became Stetsasonic because D came up with the name and we liked it. And then we just, man, it took us so long to figure out the personnel. There's so many people that were members of Stetsasonic. They still our peoples, but we went through a lot of MCs and all that. Maybe 4 DJs, something like that.
Wow, that's crazy. So originally, once you got the group formed, it's 6 members, right?
Originally it's 6 members, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but Bobby wasn't in the group. The drummer wasn't in the group at first.
Okay, gotcha.
So the way we used to perform is DBC was doing all the music, like most of the music. Paul was not really producing until we started doing the records. You know what I mean? Okay. But when we used to perform originally, it used to be 2 sets of DJs, like Dougie used to have. So, but the only difference between DB and them was DB would have his drum machines and everything, plus 2 turntables, and Paul would have turntables. And so that's how we began to call ourselves a hip hop band, just because we were doing it like that. And Bobby was a friend. He was he was a friend from Brownsville because he grew up in Van Dyke. And so I used to see him at the parties, you know, R.I.P. Scooter Love and all that. And then he became a backup DJ for Red Alert at the Latin Quarter.
Gotcha.
And we used to play the Latin Quarter faithfully, maybe like once every 3 weeks, something like that. It wasn't once a month. It was a little bit more frequent. And one day Bobby was like, because when we made Go Stetson, it was to live drums.
Gotcha.
That's Bobby playing on that record. That's one of me and Delight's friends playing on that record. And he said, yo, man, you know, I play the drums. Why don't we try to do it live with the drums? And if anybody know the Latin Quarter, you know that the Latin Quarter only had a little stage. So he had to put his drums down on the dance floor.
Wow.
And we were up on the stage on top. But it worked like crazy. And I was like, yo, this is it. Like, Bobby's in the group. You know what I mean? We going out with the drummer now. That's it. And then once we start doing it, it actually gave us a little bit of props because Soundman wasn't really used to rappers.
Got you. Before you leave the Latin Quarters thing, we got to let the people know how real Latin Quarters was. Because Slick Rick made a record called The Moment I Feared.
That's my favorite Slick Rick record.
Salute, facts. And he mentioned the Latin Quarters and all that. And for what I'm hearing, dudes in the street that's a little older than me, they were saying Slick Rick was talking about some Brooklyn dudes that was sticking them up.
Of course. Yo, man, you know what they used to do with me in the Latin Quarter, all them dudes? I be on the dance floor. I like to dance. I be on the dance floor. I be dancing. They come up to me. They say, yo, Kareem, who you with? I be like, him, her, and him. 5 minutes, get off the dance floor. 5 minutes, they tear it all up. They rob everybody.
Damn.
And that was pretty religiously like the way they used to do it. You know what I mean? Like, the Brooklyn was so, like, it was so crazy in Brooklyn. I remember when we played the Garden, right? And Nostrand Avenue basically took over the garden and robbed everybody.
Damn.
They left the security guard bleeding in the elevator with his own handcuffs.
Yo, I don't mean to laugh, but damn.
No, I mean they went bananas. They went
That's
bananas.
foul.
Like us. Like I don't know about now, but us. It was hard to deal with us, man, because we had a whole different. I try to tell people this all the time. I say, listen, you look at Tyson, you look at Zab Judah, you look at Riddick Bowe. We all from the same place. You know what I'm saying? Actually, me and Bo used to live in Noble Drew Plaza at the same time.
Oh, wow.
If you look at them and you see this thing on them, that's the same thing I got on me. We size up everybody. Why? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in our mind, because, you know, I say it in one of my records, you know, East New York growing up called Gunsmoke. That's what we used to call East New York, Gunsmoke. And it was, yo, we was wild, man. Like, we was real wild. And it was ill because I come from that. And so when I started rapping, it's like they gave me a pass and they was like, okay, Kareem rapping now. But if you ever tried to mess with Stetson Sonic, that was a problem. I seen these dudes damn near almost shut the Latin Quarter down one time. Somebody said some heckling shit. And them dudes got, and it was crazy because we was they own. You know what I mean? And so they was, you know, it was like, yo, Stetson Sonic is our own. I don't know if we was the first street group because I don't know nothing about the Bronx and Manhattan.
Gotcha.
So I don't know nothing about Mo D's background. That's Manhattan. Melly Mel's background, that's the Bronx. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about their background. I don't know what they come out of, but we came out of the streets. And we adopted Prince Paul, who was from Long Island, but we came out of them streets. So the street really related to us on that level, which takes me to a recent point. I try to explain to the young people, you don't have to try to rap hard for the street to back you up.
Yeah.
You gotta be real.
That's it.
And they don't care. They don't care about that. They never asked me, yo, man, make sure you rep us, man. Make sure you saying this, man. It wasn't about that. It was that they was respectful that we were trying to do something different with our lives.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And for that, it wasn't no paid protection or nothing like that, like some people I know. It wasn't no paid protection. It was just that's, you know, daddy on them is part of us. You know? So,
Got you. That's what's up. So take me to y'all getting the deal. How did y'all get the deal?
So we won the contest to get the deal.
A contest? Like a rap contest?
Rap contest. All we ever did was enter rap contest. There was a bunch of rap contests. We kept in the rap contest. And Delight, I love the way Delight tells the story. He tells it well. That we always kept coming in second place.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, you know, I remember one time we did a rap contest. We thought it was unfair. I left. Delight was staying with me. I never forget. We went to the Roxy. We did a rap contest. On that rap contest, Busy B was on that rap contest.
Say word.
And Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick was on that rap contest.
Nah, say word.
Now, we like, first of all, we didn't know who Ricky was, but we knew who Doug was. And we knew who Busy was. So we was like, how do these guys who are veterans in the craft, you know, much more veteran than us, even get in this rap contest?
They was like ringers. That was like ringers.
Yeah, so I was like, I left.
Wow.
And the light stayed. And when the light came back, because he was staying with me and Noble Drew at that time, he came back. And I woke up, he woke me up, and I was like, man, and I still was going off, you know, and this nigga threw like $333 in my face.
Say word.
Split it 3 ways. They made it a 3-way tie between us.
It was $1,000.
It was $1,000 contest.
Prize.
Yeah.
Got you.
But that wasn't the one we won for the contest. Mr. Magic, God bless the dead, did a borough-wide contest. It was going all around every borough, and it culminated in Coney Island. And when we won that one, it was for 3. It was 3 labels was involved. All 3 labels. We won first, second, and third prize. Put it that way.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it was 3 labels. It was Sugar Hill Records, Tommy Boy Records, and what's the label? The boy from Philly, he's the youngster's father. It'll come.
That's my homie.
Pop Art. It was Pop Art.
Yep, Pop Art. Shout out to Karan and
yeah,
the youngsters.
They signed Salt and Pepper first.
Yep, facts.
Right? So, Lawrence, what's his last name? Goodman?
Yep.
First name,
Goodman.
right? So we didn't want to go with Lawrence and them. I mean, hindsight.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, it wasn't that. It was the weighing and judging. Sugar Hill was the first prize. We actually went up to Sugar Hill, but the contract was so dirty that we turned it down. We rolled with Tommy Boy because they had a little bit more experience with the hip hop. They had already did a Jazzy 5 record. They had already did Planet Rock. They had a break dancer. Honestly, I tell people this all the time. Even their logo played a part in our signing because they had a break dancer on the logo.
That's a fact.
So we felt that they might have knew a little bit more about hip hop. So that's why we went with them.
Dope. So now that Sugar Hill contract, do you remember exactly?
I remember
what made it dirty?
It was 4 points wholesale, which meant that we would only get 2 points on the records.
Dang.
Which was atrocious, right? And it was just a bad contract. And I tell this story all the time. They set it up for us. They staged this meeting. You know, we went up to Sugar Hill, and the Furious Five is there with a bunch of Benzes. I guess they must have leased it for them. Joey's there. I know Joey remember this. Joey Robinson is there. The Toyota Supra was the hot car then.
Yes, sir.
He cleaning his Supra, right? They up there playing Frisbee in the parking lot. And then Melly Mel comes from the back with 2 bras underneath his arms.
Wow.
Yo, what's up, Daddy? Yo. Then Joey Robinson Sr. drives in with a convertible Benz. Because they
set up the scenery. They
had 2 campuses. So that was a campus down there. But now they said, oh, drive up the hill to meet Miss Rob. That's Silver Robinson. Now we drive up the hill and meet Miss Rob. We go in the studio. She's working on something. I swear to me, I say this. The guys ain't got to agree. I felt like her Rolls Royce keys were strategically placed on a desk where we could see them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And we sitting behind her. She's looking at the guy on the board, and we sitting in the chairs behind. And all she kept turning around saying, "The kids was raving about you. The kids was raving about you." So we sat there for, and it was making something whack. I don't even remember what it was. I think Sugar Hill Records made more whack records than they made good records because they made a lot of records.
I didn't know.
I only remember the good stuff.
Yeah,
it was a lot. But anyway, and we left. But then when the contract came back, it was 4 points wholesale. We was like, "What is this?" And so we didn't take the contract.
Got you.
Yep.
So now with the Tommy Boy deal, what made you sign the deal? What was intriguing about that deal? Because outside of
nothing special. The intriguing part was we got signed.
Got you.
That was the intriguing part. We got a record deal.
Got you.
You know what I mean? The record deal, and then we felt, like I said, they had already did the Jazzy 5. They had already did Planet Rock for Bambaataa. So we felt they was going to know a little bit more about hip hop. And we were happy that we was actually had a deal that we was going to actually put out a record. Because, I mean, you know, prior to that, we had been doing these contests, a few shows around the country, a few shows around the city. And we got good response at the time. Because Sonic is a stage band first.
Gotcha.
You know, we not really we had to learn how to record. So we're not really studio, now we are, but we're not really studio cats. We was really live performance cats. We know how to put that thing down on stage. And so we was doing that all around the city. Whenever they was opening for us, we get in there, we rock. We killed the Harlem State Building, a bunch of stuff. I'm talking about way before we had a record. You know what I mean? So we were just happy that we could have something that was our own, because other than that, we were just doing what we call routines.
Got you.
You know.
Now let me ask you this though. Now when you signed the deal, did that include your having 100% of your publishing, or the label?
It was 50. It was 50-50. T Girl had 50%, and we had 50%.
Now, for how long?
For the entirety of the contract. We were told by the lawyers that we were using that was a fair deal. You know, we didn't know. I'll be brutally honest. We knew nothing about business or nothing. It was our lawyers that told us this Sugar Hill deal is just, you know what I mean? But we didn't know anything about the legal side of anything.
Got you.
And I think we were just gully and gun-ho about signing, and it was old. I mean, it's we talking 84. So this is hip hop, and it's not really the very beginning of it, but it's close to the beginning. So, you know, we are, when I say we now, I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about all the hip hop. We're now getting our footing. You know what I mean? We're just getting our footing. We're learning we're learning the things that, are happening. And the middle part is kind of not in our mind, you know?
Got you.
Or the records and the shows and all of that's in our mind.
Got you. Got you. Now, I want to get this out the way.
Right.
Because you said something, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
It sent shockwaves through the industry.
Right.
Because nobody has ever said anything about Rakim the God, right?
Right.
And the line that you said was Rakim told the biggest lie in hip hop.
That's what I said.
Right? Now, you explained yourself, but I want to get to the origin. But for those who haven't heard why you said what you said, could you explain that?
I said because Rakim said it ain't where you from, it's where you at. And hip hop has always been about location. Always.
Fact.
Scarface is in Houston. Luke is in Miami. Dre and Snoop are from LA. That's a Sonic, Houdini, the Fat Boy, the Brooklyn Bad Boys, R.I.P. T-Funk. I could go on and on. Biggie, Jay-Z. We from Brooklyn. And whenever we did something, we always rep where we were.
Correct.
So that concept, maybe, like I said, I've said it. I've even said it this way. I told people, maybe I'm misunderstanding what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's saying something I think he ain't saying. But if I take it as that line, it ain't where you from, it's where you at, that's a lie.
Now,
that's a hip hop lie right there.
I want to interject right there because you saying what you're saying, and you're correct. Everybody who came out from the 5 boroughs were definitely bragging where they from. Yeah. Especially Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think really Brooklyn, to me, was on that harder than anybody.
Probably.
Right? And I felt a lot of boroughs always felt the way because, let's be real, Brooklyn always gave it up.
Yeah, we bullies.
Yeah, we kept it gully.
Yeah.
From the gate.
Yeah.
From the gate. Now, when you said that, I was thinking to myself earlier, I'm like, damn. And we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the part if it's personal or not.
Right.
But Daddy-O probably felt like, hold on, are you coming at Brooklyn saying that line like that?
No. It's something that I thought about for a long time. And it's not personal at all. But the thing is, when I don't know if I ever did have a filter, but let's just think about later on in my life when I might say when my filter dissipated. You know, when the veil moved out the way, then I start looking at a lot of things, right? Because what brings me to kind of conclusions is how I rap right now.
Got you.
And so I thought about it, and I said, damn, if Jimi Hendrix was alive, would he be saying, I'm not going to do nothing new, man. Just go listen to Purple Haze. You know what I'm like. Or if Miles Davis was alive, would he say, man, I ain't got to do nothing new. Just go listen to Bitches Brew. Anybody worth their salt in music gets better over time.
That's a fact.
And my peers sicken me with that. At this point right now, the type of shit Rakim should be making and any of them making, it should be blowing everybody out of the water.
I got you. I agree with you.
Have Kendrick in their mouth. They shouldn't even have J. Cole in their mouth. And I'm not saying those guys are not good, but they small fries to my heroes, which Rakim has to be one. Rakim's one of my heroes. Melly Mel's one of my heroes. Big Daddy Kane's one of my heroes. I could go on and on. But the issue is, what happened?
Well, let me ask you this. You think because Rakim was the first putting 5% lessons in the records that he get an automatic pass for being the guard? Because they just
I don't think that. I think he gets an automatic pass because the thing that Rakim does and did is unparalleled.
Facts.
That's a fact. That style that he came out with that monotone and connecting one sentence to the other, none of us was doing that. We didn't even know what we were left. I was in the Latin Quarter. Eric B came in. God Bless the Dead. The original 50 Cent was alive. The whole fake paid him for. And Live, God Bless Ant Live. Supreme Magnetic. All of them was there with Eric, and they all came in and they just stood with a bunch of jewelry on. They just stood on the floor in the Latin Quarter. I'm out there. I'm always out there dancing and all of that. And this record came on, and we were like, first of all, the sound was like, what the hell? But when we heard that turn up the mic, we was like, what the?
Wow.
And Red Alert played it 3 times in a row.
Rakim tone always been money, especially back then.
Yeah.
And the wordplay, the lyrics always been phenomenal.
All of that.
And then also, he was always fly. The lawsuits, the jury.
Yeah.
So he had the whole package.
Yeah, so I think what he did was unparalleled. The thing that bothers me with my peers now, and I say it all the time because my dream, like I'm talking to Paz K right now, my dream is to A&R record. But my dream is to A&R records for all of my peers. I want to make the new Rakim record. I don't want to produce it. I know who should. I want to make the new Big Daddy Kane record. I want to make the new
Go back.
I want to make records on all my peers. I just want to A&R them. I don't have to produce them. I can, but I don't want to. But I want to make the new Eric B. and Rakim record. Yes, I said Eric B. and Rakim. I want to make the new. I even want to make a Houdini record with Jalil. And I don't know if we're gonna get Doc Ice to do the other part, we can. If not, it's a Houdini record featuring Jalil.
Yeah, fact.
You understand what I'm trying to say? But I don't feel. I feel like we are what's wrong with hip hop.
Fact.
And what I mean by that is this. I seen something happen the other day with the Philadelphia 76ers. You know, James Harden is on the Sixers now. He's not going to play till after today, after the All-Star break and all that, right? I think he played Monday.
I forgot today was All-Star.
Yeah. So listen what happened, bro. The young boy, the young guard, I forget his name. The young guard is out there. He already plays well. All right? But then you see the friggin' reporters, I'm not report, I say report, I'm old. The press sees the conversation happening between the young boy and James Harden. And Harden is like, but it's not mean shit. It's like, the young boy goes out and scored 12 fucking unanswered points right after he talks to Harden. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. My point is, we are what's wrong with hip hop because who's giving J. Cole advice? Who's giving Kendrick advice? Who's giving Young Thug advice? We're absent. We're like absentee fathers. I tell people all the time, if Young Thug ain't my son, then whose son is he? Travis Tritt's son? Gotcha. Bob Marley's son?
Well, let me ask you this. I feel like the OGs, not you, because I love the way you give it up in interviews. I feel like the pioneers that came before the J. Coles and the Kendricks and all that disconnected themselves from the upper new class. You know what I'm saying?
They did. And but there's no sense to it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It makes us like them R&B people the way they used to deal with us. Yo, they used to hate us, M.Reck. I remember one time we did a show with Melissa Morgan. We had to blow her ass out the water because she just hated that we were rappers.
Wow.
Now it's all good. And she see us and hug us and all that. But back then, Luther hated us. Whitney hated us. They hated us, bro. And when we do that, it's the same attitude.
Got you. Well, look, I think you should break the ice. I mean, you are, because you mentioned it in numerous interviews.
Right.
Did you reach out to J. Cole or Kendrick or any one of those?
I haven't yet. My plan is it's in the future because we're working on self-destruction too.
Oh,
and so my idea for self-destruction too doesn't really have any old people involved. And particularly, like, not that kind of way.
So what,
you know what I mean?
You got in mind for self-destruction?
So my first record is so it's got to be a series of records because it's too many people.
Gotcha.
So my first, I only have the first one, which is myself, Chuck D, Big Crit, Westside Boogie, and Toby and Wigway.
Wow.
And Toby's producing, and we're gonna do the video. Like, have you ever seen Toby's videos? We're gonna do it like that. So that's my first record. I'm looking to line up my other records because the first thing I did is go out and get beats.
Gotcha.
So I got a phenomenal record from DJ Premier.
Oh, salute to Premier. Wow.
And I know who I want on that record too. I want 5 spitters. 3D Nati, Talib Kweli, LL Cool J, Papoose, and Black Thought. That's what I want on that Premier record.
That's a serious record right there.
Yeah. And then I got a Large Professor record that I want Griselda on. Like, I got, that's my headspace, right?
Gotcha.
The only thing I'm gonna do, and that's why, some people gonna have to step it up. I want to use all the young people, but you gotta be able to be that spitter.
Got you.
Because I don't think we don't translate past the Foxes and the CNNs if we can't rap. You know what I mean? Because they only gonna accept it if it's pristine. They only gonna accept it because artistically it's put together that way.
Yes, sir.
When you do a math, I say this to the gospel people all the time, especially a lot of the gospel rappers. I said, man, y'all gotta rap first, and that got nothing to do with the message that you gotta do. But just because you saying it, if you saying whack, we ain't with you. Ain't nobody with you. You know what I'm saying? So exactly, and so that's the only prerequisite that I have is that the people are spitting. So that's why spitters always come to my mind.
Got you. Do me a favor, man. I want to see your whole face if you can, because we only seen you. We got your chin cut off. Wait, let me see. Right now, yep. I think right there. That's perfect.
All right. Hold on. All right, there it is.
My joint is off now. Hold on. Yeah,
that's good.
You good now?
Yeah.
Right. So now you mentioned self-destruction. Let's go to the original.
Right.
I seen one of your interviews. I think it was on Hot 87, and you mentioned why LL Cool J wasn't on self-destruction, the original.
Right. He said the beat was whack.
Wow.
Yeah, he said the beat was whack. He said people haven't heard me in a long time, and you think I'm gonna come back on that beat? I'm not.
Damn.
And let me say this in support of
who produced that?
D Nice.
Okay.
Let me say this in support of D Nice. D Nice was so smart because we all originally just rapped to the James Brown loop, the doom 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 doom. So everybody rapped to that. D Nice went back after and added, like, how he dropped in the Talking All That Jazz remix on Me and Wise part, and how he dropped a couple of. He went back and moved those things, moved that Public Enemy piece. He went back and added stuff to it. But in the beginning, we all just rapped to that loop.
Got you.
So maybe if LL knew, he probably would have, used, some kind of LL kind of
Yeah.
record in his place. But just to the James Brown loop, he wasn't with that.
But you also mentioned LL writing for Queen
Light.
Latifah
Yeah,
and
no, it was Light. He wrote for Light. It was
Light,
Light.
MC
It was
Light,
Light's
MC
part.
Light.
Well, I was right there when he did it. I was right there when he did. Light had a good rhyme, but the rhyme that she had was all statistics.
Got you.
1 out of 3 kids, blah blah blah, da da da, blah blah blah. It wasn't a whack rhyme, but it wasn't that shit.
Got you.
And LL grabbed the pen and was like, I remember when he said, "Funky Fresh, ready to dress, ready to party," and he walking around with the pad, and he just wrote the rhyme.
Wow, that's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying?
So at that time, did anybody ever write for MC Light?
No,
Wow.
no. I don't think since then, or I don't think before then or since then, anybody's ever written for Light.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
Light is the real. Yo, Light. She the genuine article, bro. She really is. She really is.
Now she definitely is one of my favorites from back then.
Right.
Salute to Roxanne Shante.
Oh yeah. Shawnee the homie. That's the homie.
Yeah, that's definitely the homie. Also, speaking of MC Light, it leads right into this segue, Audio 2.
Right.
You produced
Top Billing. Yep.
And you said that was like kind of like a mistake at first,
Oh,
right?
Top Billing was a mistake. So let me clear the air about production for a minute. Nowadays, when people produce music, they might also be the writer.
Got you.
And a lot of that happened since electronic instruments came into play. Prior to this electronic movement, drum machines, synthesizers, etc., people were playing instruments, so the producer might have not written any of that, but he was the one to arrange it and make it into a song.
Got you.
Put it together, and that's what got it on the radio, because he would know where the breaks need to go, how it needs to be balanced, all of those particular things. I've been a producer in both ways. I've been a producer where I produced Jeffrey Osborne. I wrote and played everything. So I wrote the whole song and I played every instrument. But I've also been a producer like me producing Top Billing, where I didn't write Top Billing. Part of it was the lyrics was written by Milk. The music wrote itself, and this is how. I'm in there. I love the audio too, because the Light turned me on to this record they made called I Love Cherries.
Okay.
I finally got to hear I Love Cherries, and I said, wow, this is dope. The Stetsasonic had a release party for our On Fire album in the Michael Todd room of the Palladium, and everybody came out. Light was there, everybody was there. I met Milk and them there and pulled Milk and told Milk, if you ever want somebody to produce you, I will.
Got you.
Because I like what y'all do. So I was in the studio with them making a record that really basically had the same kind of blanket as I Like Cherries. It was called Make It Funky. And Milk and them had a little bit of equipment. I was out in Staten. That's when they used to live out in Staten Island. The studio was in the basement, and they had a little bit of equipment. They had an SB12. This is the SB12 before the SB1200, before any of that. So the sample time on the SB12 might have been 5 seconds. It might have been less.
I think it was
very little. Yeah, a little bit of time. Milk, anybody, all of us, or everybody, even to this day, kind of, always been impressed by Impeach the President. I mean, we've been so impressed by Impeach the President that Aaron Fuchs went out and bought the publishing rights.
Damn.
So he owns Impeach the President now.
Wow.
So every time somebody uses it, Aaron Fuchs gets paid.
That's crazy.
That's how smart he was, right?
Yeah,
so we go upstairs to have a conversation, Nat Robinson, which is the dad, Gizmo, and me. Milk stays downstairs. Milk comes upstairs, runs upstairs. Like I say all the time, like it was a fire in the studio or some shit. We run downstairs. He hits play and raps the whole song that you hear right now.
What you mean, freestyled it?
No, I mean, he must have wrote it when he was down there.
Okay. Wow.
But then he raps the whole song. And so when it ends, we all looking at him, and he think we looking at him because it's whack. Mm-hmm. But we saying, damn, that's crazy. Mm. And what happened was he tried to take Impeach the President and put it in the drum machine. Mm-hmm. It was my drum pattern for Make It Funky. And that came out to be Top Billing.
Wow, that's crazy. That's the
because you remember back in the day when we used to program drum machines, mm-hmm. we used to do them in song format.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You program it, then this is the chorus part and all that. So that's what it does. A lot of people don't even know. If you listen to Top Billing, a lot of people don't even notice that Top Billing doesn't do the same thing over and over.
It has
a lot of people think it's just it's little slips because mm-hmm. that's when it would change to the chorus part or the bridge part. That's and then the other cool thing about Top Billing was we recorded it right then and there. They had a 4-track. Mm. We recorded it right then and there, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna go in the big studio and make it." I said, "No, we're gonna keep it right here on the 4-track." I had heard him master it right from the 4-track.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it worked out like a plan. That's how I know plans in music work. Because I told him, I said, "Listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this record out, and make it funky. We're gonna put Top Billing on the B side. Mm. We are not gonna even ever talk about Top Billing ever. Mm. All we're gonna do a video to Make It Funky. We're gonna promote Make It Funky, and Red Alert and all these guys are gonna think they found the record." They said, "Should we make it longer, Daddy-O?" I said, "Absolutely not. We are at the time of a PSA. Do you know how many plays we're gonna get on the radio with this thing? It's gonna be twice the amount as any rapper right now, because every rapper's record is 4.5, 5 minutes. Okay, we got a 2-minute record.
Hold on, Audio 2 was. Top Billing was 2 minutes.
It's about 2 minutes, yeah.
Wow.
So, and it all worked out. Red Alert them thought they found it. They started playing it. Got on the radio. You was hearing Top Billing every hour.
That's crazy. Fact. That was one of my favorite records in the party when I was mad young.
Yeah.
Living in Albany Projects.
Yeah.
Now, Milk said something on the record. Shouts to my man Sham. We still to this day is baffled about.
Right.
He said, "Suckers that's down with me." What was that about?
Suckers that's down with knee.
Oh, knee.
He's talking about a knee butt.
Oh, okay.
He asked me, it's so funny that you say that because he asked me, should he change the line? And I said, no. But if you listen to it, he says, "Suckers that's down with knee."
That's down with knee. Okay, got you. I'm glad you cleared the air with that. Cause me and my homie Sham was like, damn, why would he say that? Like, yeah. That wasn't the first time somebody asked you that, right?
No. They used to ask all the time because people used to be like, they actually milk that more than they asked me. You know what I mean? But it was like, why would you say that? Like, especially in that time, that's a time where fresh, you suckers, and that's when we was calling everybody suckers.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you say suckers down with me?
You basically calling them the scum of the earth.
Yeah, like, you right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
but he said knee. He said knee. That's a clever dude there.
Got you. But look, with the Top Billing, it spawned a lot of other hits, and we got to get into that.
Right.
Real Love by Mary J. Blige.
Right.
Who was that produced by?
That was Mark. God bless the dead. That was Marky D.
Prince Marky D?
Prince Marky D, yes.
Say word.
Him and Corey Rooney. Yeah, remember Mark and Corey had a huge run with Mariah, with a few other things, and they did the original Real Love. I came back and did the remix with the with Biggie on it.
Got you.
That was where that's when I met Big.
Got you. So now, but them sampling the original Top Billing,
right?
You get money from that, right? And publishing.
Well, I got a line in one of my new songs that says, "Never did a pub, Nat still owe me money." They still owe me money.
Oh, say word.
Yeah, they still owe me money. I'll get it though.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Because Mary J. Blige, that was a single.
No, the big one was the 50 Cent song.
No, I was gonna get into that.
Yeah, that
You know
was
what
a
I'm
big.
saying?
The
The
Mary
Get
J.
Money
Blige
50
is
Cent.
big. Mary is big, but the I Get Money is bigger than that. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of others that you know what I'm saying that might be like sitting under the radar. So yeah, no, I'm gonna get that money. I'm gonna get it.
Man, you talking about that might be an easy 10 million.
it maybe I don't know. I
On the
mean,
publishing?
yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I'm trying to have a conversation with Nat now. I called him a few times. He didn't hit me back. I did speak to Milk, but when I talked to Milk, he said, "Hey, man, my pops got to deal with that. Like that's his thing. So I will. You know what I'm saying? I will. Like I'm not tripping about it. Um, but in hindsight, that's what made me say, "Oh, you should go after it." Because there's a lot of things I did that I didn't go after, but I
Gotcha.
did it. That's a little different because I produced it. It's in the Library of Congress with my name on it, all of that. But there's other things that I've been involved with that I didn't go after. But a lot of times I just didn't go after it because I was getting my own, so I didn't look at them no way. Like when I used to do A&R for MCA Universal.
Hold on, before you go there though,
Mhm.
I need to ask you. So when Mary J. Blige, well, when that record dropped, Real Love,
Right.
where was you at and how did that make you feel? Did you know that was happening? Did Prince Marky D
No,
tell
no,
you?
no, no. Nobody told me. I mean, I was happy. I was happy because as a producer, and any producer worth his salt will tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
You always got in your head, you always want to see something fresh and new. Always.
All the time.
And there's just, I mean, you're gonna die before you do everything you want to do.
That's a fact.
Like I got an idea that I hope I do it, but for years, for 20 years, I've been wanting to merge the sounds of a violin and a scratch.
Mm.
Where you could go in between and you don't know which is which.
Wow, that's deep.
And there's a whole bunch of ideas that I have like that. So when I'm seeing them bounce off a top billing with a piano, I'm like, that is clever.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you and then we, because no disrespect to other producers, but rap producers, like hip hop producers, whether we doing R&B records or not,
Mm-hmm.
we got a different take on everything.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of sky's the limit to us because of where we came from. So coming from nothing really, right? Trying to make music out of two turntables and all of that. Coming from nothing, we are always enamored to make something out of nothing.
That's a fact.
So although all those instruments are there, we still trying to do other stuff. We're not always calling a bass player. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We're not always calling a drummer. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, right? Because we're messing around with sounds, and there's a lot of things that happen. Maybe not as elusive as my top billing mistake, but there's a lot of things that happen for producers like that because it was all experimental for us in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
I tell people all the time, until Russell and them came out with that Run DMC album, we didn't even know we could make a full rap album. If you listen to the Sugar Hill Gang rap album, they singing on half and they rapping on half because ain't nobody know what to do. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's why our records were so long. Look at the original Rapper's Delight. That thing 8-9 minutes long.
Yeah, 8-9 minutes. That's
yeah, you know what I mean? We didn't know what to do because when we were in the street, that's how long we would rap. So we didn't know what to do when we got in the studio. We didn't know how to make no record.
No format.
We didn't have none.
Yeah.
So it was all experimental. So, and that's just hip hop in general. But think about the producers. Now the producers are trying to figure out ways. So when finally the R&B people started respecting us enough, it was because of the sound. It was because of the sound that we were bringing. Because R&B producers, no disrespect to Babyface or none of them, wasn't bringing that sound. They was making something that sounded different. Listen to Bobby Brown's Every Little Step. That's not how we sound.
Word.
You see what I'm trying to say? We sound different. Sometimes we more gritty, slow about. Sometimes we putting things in reverse. like all types of stuff. So I was enamored when they did it, bro. I
Mm.
nobody told me ahead of time, but I was enamored. But because they did it and because it was top billing, Puff ain't got nothing to do with me and that, but he tapped me for the remix on purpose.
Oh, word? Oh,
Yeah,
salute.
he tapped me for the remix on purpose. He thought, he thought that I already got my deal with them and everything, but he tapped me for the remix on
That's
purpose.
real.
Yeah, yeah.
Shouts to Diddy. That's
Yeah, yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah. Puff do a lot of good stuff. He do some fucked up things too, but he do a lot of good things.
That's what's up. And gotta salute him for doing that.
Oh yeah,
Reaching out to you
absolutely,
directly and giving you a
absolutely,
bag for the
absolutely,
remix. Now,
absolutely.
when the Get Money or the 50 Cent joint, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah, yeah. I get money.
I Get
I
Money.
think that's the name of it. Yeah.
Where was you at when you first heard that joint? Where
That
was
I
you?
don't remember. I think I was in Seattle though, because I was working for this label in Seattle. So I think I was in Seattle,
Okay.
and I think the first time I heard it was on a dance floor.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it was on the dance floor in Seattle. And I was like, wow, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I got into 50, man, from Wingster. I was like, this kid got something.
Nah, he
I mean,
definitely,
I got into him from How to Rob. I love
definitely,
that. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? But when the Wingster record dropped, I was like, yo, this kid,
Nah, he got
he
it.
got, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's kind of ill what he doing. It's kind of fake Southern, but it's dope. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? And so, yeah, I think I was on the dance floor. I heard it on the dance floor in Seattle.
That's crazy. Remember that drop, and then they came back with the remix with
Yeah,
Jay-Z and who else was on it? 50 and Diddy.
yeah,
They called it the
crazy.
Forbes remix.
Yeah, 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 crazy.
Crazy. I Get Money.
Yeah,
So that's ill, man. Salute to you
yeah,
because
yeah. Thank you,
you
sir.
you kind of like responsible for those records as well.
Well, one of the things I want to do in rec
Mm-hmm.
is, you know how they do them ancestry trees.
Yes, sir.
I want to do one of those. I got my man working on it for me now.
That'd be
Where
dope. But
where
on
I'm
some
at the
hip hop
top.
shit.
No, well, just with everything that came out of me, because technically Erica Badu's my granddaughter because I put Keita in the business. Technically, D'Angelo's my grandson because I put Keita in the business. Technically,
Wow.
India Irie is my great granddaughter because I put Keita in the business. Me and Un started Junior Mafia, so everything
Yeah.
that comes out of that, like it's so many
Okay.
things. I had hands in so much stuff.
Now you
You know
got to
what I
do
mean?
that. You got to
Yeah,
do
so
that.
I want to put that
Yeah.
together just to kind of, just to kind of show like I'm one of them dudes. You know that whole line about it ain't over till the fat lady sing. I don't say it. I say it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Um, till the till the thugs are first place and the snitches get pinched. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, sir.
I mean, because I know who we are, and I know we made life better. A lot of times people try to frown on people from the street, but I tell people all the time, all of them Thanksgivings and all of them, who do you think was feeding the hood?
Mm.
You know, all of them Christmases, how you think Miss Mamie grandkids got them toys?
That's a fact.
Because it wasn't none of you dudes that go to college. It wasn't y'all.
None of
You
y'all.
say you care, kinda, and I get it, and I want to see you progress. But we never. If you see us, you ain't not one of us ever forget where we come from. Not
That's a
one
fact.
of them.
See,
You know what
that's
I
the
mean?
difference between that time that because I'm
Right,
from that too as well.
right,
When
right.
dudes was in the street getting money, they
Yeah,
gave back
of
to the people
course,
that was in the community.
of
But
course.
now these dudes, these so-called scammers or whatever, I be looking at dudes. They ain't throwing no bus trips. They ain't giving
They
nothing
the
back.
worst. They the worst, yo. They the worst. But you know what? Those dudes and girls, because there's some girls too.
Hmm.
I tell my wife this all the time. I said, they always been there.
Hmm.
But the problem, not the problem, but the issue right now is platforms like this,
Hmm.
right? That now they got social media.
Facts.
You see what I'm trying to say? So that's a different situation because they got social media. They could promote their bullshit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
and and so that's a different situation. But I'm still hopeful that life moves in cycles. You know what I mean? And that some of that stuff will calm down. Like just the phoniness. Because we
And I'm
dealing
with
with
you.
we dealing with
I'm
a
with you.
whole lot of that. And then it's tough, right? And I'm not gonna get totally racial, but it's tough when you black and you my age and you see the black movement being co-opted for other movements. Because in the beginning, civil rights was just about me and my people, and about a white water fountain and a colored water fountain and segregated buses and segregated schools.
Facts, King.
Throwing everybody else in our pot for civil rights, it's just not right,
Word.
because we've basically been forgotten on that level. Now we are resilient people, so ain't nothing gonna really. I mean, we're gonna survive. We've proved that.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to any hood, you go to Flint right now. You go to up in Boston, and you go where Bobby Brown and them is from, up in Boston, East New York, where me and you is from.
Yes, sir.
Forget Compton. Go to Watts. Go to the Swatch in Atlanta. You see what we made of.
Yes, sir.
Liberty City in Miami. You see what we made of. We made of resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of bullshit that goes on, but it's bullshit that goes on in the world, period.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? But the honesty that some of us hold is unparalleled.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my friends all the time, I say, most of my friends are either preachers or gangsters. And people say, what is, how that relate? I said, the preacher got to keep his word because he going to get exposed if he don't. The gangster's the same.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't get to run no blocks or nothing if you're not honest. You tell somebody they're gonna get a bag, you tell them it's this much, that's what you gotta do. You can't now the bag come in and that's, you know what I mean? Then you're gonna lose all your credibility. Cat might not even do nothing to you, but you may not ever get anybody to work with you no more.
Now I'm with you. Like this whole thing, this whole mentality of running out on the plug.
Right.
I'm like, yo, where the fuck that come
Where
from?
that come from? Where they do that at? Who does that? Like,
yo,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a nasty era. Like even like the ungratefulness is at an all-time high.
All-time high.
Like it's no appreciation.
None.
You could put somebody on that was starving. And they would say, I was gonna get that anyway. they might have been starving for 20 years, fucked up.
Right.
And then the cocky ego shit, yo, I was gonna get on anyway.
They forget it's you that turned them on. Sometimes you be talking, yo, I know you go through this too. Sometimes you be talking to people and they go, my man told me da-da-da-da. And you look at the dude and say, nigga, I'm the one that told you that.
Exactly.
They be forgetting it's you that even said it.
Yep. Facts, King. Facts.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me, son.
Nasty work out here, Daddy.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
Nasty work, but But I got a few more questions, my brother.
Okay.
I want you to enjoy your I don't know if you're watching the games because I didn't even know they was on.
It might be something like Slam Dunk or Rookie might be on
tonight.
Yeah,
It's usually on Saturday.
Yeah.
You mentioned Junior Mafia and actually producing them first, like before Biggie?
No, Big was with us.
Oh, okay. So
Big was with us.
That whole thing, meeting Biggie.
So the Junior Mafia, shout out to man, Lance Rivera. He got a series coming out called Fulton Street. Yeah, and it's gonna show everything. Because when I saw the Biggie movie, not only the movie, but when I saw the documentary too, I was like, where are we? Because all of us was there, right? So I was like, where are we? But that's a whole nother story. But came to me one time and said, Joe, you know them little niggas that be hanging around Biggie? And I said, yeah. He said, man, I want to make a group out of them. Because he would always be talking about Junior Mafia. I want to make a group. I had the studio in the basement in Clinton Hill and everything. I was like, all right, cool. And he said, and Big got this girl Kim, and she could rap. She probably the only one that could rap. But we could teach the other ones to rap. And then is a lot of people don't know Un's genius, but Un sat down with his man. We're still trying to find it right now. The original poster. That's how I shopped it all around before we got to deal with Craig Callman. But that's why some of the A&R people in the business respect me to this day, because they turned my Junior Mafia deal down.
Wow.
But Un got with his man, and his man did this illustration, man. I wish I could find it. It looked like a movie poster. But the concept was Big was a kingpin who got locked up. He gave Kim the keys as a lieutenant. And then everybody else came out of this other thing. So Klepto was by himself. That was Klep's thing. He was a guy who steal. The Snakes, which is Rayshawn and them, they were like these dudes that's down with Big, but you don't know if they're gonna cut his throat or do something, but they real mad gully. Then the Sixes, that was C's and Man in them, they were like kids, like kid, like little gully kids. And then we had all these vignettes that we were gonna produce, film vignettes that we were gonna produce. Everything happened so fast, so we never got a chance to do it.
Wow.
But like the Klepto one was, Klep is in this convertible with this girl and driving, and the girl is just screaming, she's arguing with him the whole time. You don't never buy me nothing. And then he pulls over in the mall parking lot and says, wait here. Oh, you got me waiting here. I better not be here no long. And then you see the clock thing go around, and then he get back in the car. Then she start back with her bullshit. You don't never buy me nothing. You see this nigga start pulling out Versace from underneath his thing and all of that. You know what I mean? And that Junior Mafia. The Sixes joint was you see Biggie going into a school, and it's a pristine school. I mean, beautiful. And like a private school. And he go in there, he dressed up, he got his cane and stuff. And he go in there, the headmaster, you know how them rooms be looking with the red leather couches and all of that. He's sitting in the seat, and they said, well, Mr. Smalls, we wanted to bring you in, man, about your guys and stuff, your kids. And he says, well, what is it? What is it? Was the wing that I built for you guys not enough? He says, no. He says, are they failing in their classes? And they're like, he's like, no, there's this other thing that they be doing around here. And Big said, what is it? He said, let me take you down the hall to show you. And so you walk down the hall, and then you see the bathroom door. Even the bathroom door is like nice with a dope doorknob and everything. And you open up the door, and you see tags in there. Junior Mafia for life. Boom, Junior Mafia.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Then we had another one for Kim where Big or somebody is in a casket, and they all, you see girls like the hood shit, like the Kevin Wolf funeral where chicks is actually fighting, once this nigga died. Like, I was the chick. No, you wasn't. Yeah. I was, like, that type of stuff. You hear all this commotion. Then in the back, it's not Big, because I remember, because we had Big behind her. In the back, the door opens up. So Biggie and Junior Mafia is behind Kim. She got her Jackie O going on with the shades and the scarf around her head. She got one black rose. And everything stops, and she walks down the aisle and put a black rose on the casket.
Wow.
And he unwrote a bunch of them. Like, it was so crazy, bro.
That's ill, because basically you saying like everybody from Junior Mafia had their own promo campaign.
Oh yeah. Where we were, even the album, if you look at the album cover is about a story of something that happened with Rayshawn, and that's why he's in the hospital bed and all of that. But it's like we never really got a chance to expose any of that, because that stuff happened so fast.
So
and then
even this. What was the chemistry between you and Biggie, like, in terms of making Junior Mafia the group? Like, once Un said to you he want to make them into a group, then Biggie, I guess he was doing the writing and the, I guess the
Big, I'll be brutally honest with you, brother. I keep it a buck. Big would do whatever Un said.
Oh wow.
There was no that wasn't even a thing.
So that was Un thing.
That was Un's thing. Yeah. The only thing Big had to do with Junior Mafia is he used to shout it on all the stuff he said.
Junior Mafia.
But to him, that just meant the guys that was around him.
My homies. My crew.
Yeah. But I was like, we could make this into something.
Wow. Un is a genius. He don't get
No,
enough credit.
the shit, still the shit that's in his head, brother. If it ever gets out, I'm telling you, again, it's not over yet. So I just, I hope for the future. But Un, to me, is just good a director as anybody that I know. Because his vision is so, that's the one thing I love is work. I don't care what kind of business I've worked in, software, wherever. If I'm working with anyone and they have vision, it just warms me because they know where they're going with it.
Facts.
And this guy is a real visionary, B.
Definitely.
Like I tell people all the time, look at it, man. Let's keep it real. First time you see Big in the press is when the Source magazine, no, not the Source, Vibe, because Dream wrote the article. Vibe magazine has that next article. Now Vibe, if they are physical, but I know the last time when they was physical, the next article they did was a full page. The next article used to be a side slot in Vibe. And you see Biggie in there, and he got on a hoodie with no strings in it. The string ain't even in the hood. And they calling him, I think, the mayor of New York or something like that. Right? I always tell people, and this is a fact, Big rapped about what was in Un's closet. Coochie down to the socks and all of that. That's all Un.
Wow.
Un was the first person I ever seen. Before they said it down south, I didn't know what popping tags was. You go to this nigga house, this nigga got knits and all this shit got tags on it.
Wow.
Like he got mad shit that he never wore. I'm like, and Just, his brother Just too. I'm like, who does, you niggas is something. And that's how I met them, because Just used to live next door to me.
Got you.
And that's how I met everybody. I met him, and then I met Un through Just and, all of that kind of stuff. But that whole being fly, listen to me. We went to Faith Newman, who's still my girl to this day. We went to Faith Newman at Columbia when she was putting out Nas. We showed her the Junior Mafia shit. She passed on it. But she said, oh, I want y'all to see this new Nas video. I think it was Hard to Tell. Okay. And Un said, why you got him in them clothes?
Damn.
And she said, what do you mean? She said, first of all, he's a handsome kid and you got a hat all the way down to here. That doesn't make sense with the kid being handsome. And then why is he wearing those clothes? He should be wearing something different. She said, like Coogee or something like that. Kids are not going to do that.
Wow.
So literally, Lance Rivera is responsible for hip hop being fancy. Because if Un never entered the game, Biggie doesn't go fancy, and everybody looks like Andre 3000. That would be.
That's crazy you said that, because people was giving the credit to Puff dressing big like that.
Puff don't dress like that. To this day, he don't dress like that. He's one of us on one side. On the other side, Puff is not one of us like that. That Brooklyn shit, man, when we do it, anybody, ask the guards. Ask the guards about the rallies back in the days when the Brooklyn guys come to the rallies. We got on green Bally's and green tailor-made pants. What? That's us, man. Look at AZ, man. I knew AZ when he was a little boy, knee-high to a duck's ass, 2.5 years old. I seen him when he was born. We used to shoot dice.
Which AZ you talking about?
Not the real AZ.
Okay, you talking about the rapper AZ from
the rapper AZ, right? That's my little man. Okay. I knew AZ since he was a little boy. His mother always dressed him like us when he was 3.
Wow.
If she could find Playboys for him, she would put them on him. If she could find British Walkers for the little kid, she would put him on him. This boy been fly his whole life. He don't even know how to not be fly, bro. He really don't. I'm telling you, AZ has no idea what it's like to be bummy. He doesn't.
I agree.
That's us, man. That's us. That's how we are. That's that Brooklyn. I'm telling you, that's that Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, somebody else gonna sleep on. Them Houdini boys, when we used to be on the road with them, the clothes that they used to have on, crazy. And they would come on stage with their sneakers and then tell Stretch and Cliff to go to the back. They go to the back and put their Bally's on. Like, yo, man, we always been that. You know what I'm saying? We've always been that, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing I always say to these people. I say, look, man, I'm not against nothing design. I do a bunch of designer, but when I was 17, I had tailor-made pants that we made from scratch. We drew them on a piece of paper. We went to Moon, who was right over there near the Marcy Projects, and he made our pants.
Wow.
You understand that y'all niggas is not fly. You know what I'm saying? You're not fly. We had on swing. We always had hard bottom. They don't. Yo, we always had hard bottom shoes. We used to go to Bostonia and get the black on black suedes. I'm talking about little kids, mad dressed up. Fred Layton knits. Like, that was us. Y'all, and you know, and sometimes I don't really get the slop. Like, some of this sloppy that they do now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The dudes that claim they fly right now, I be like, yo, that's not dip. Because remember, we ran with the word dip. They used the word drip. I'm like, yo,
right.
However you want to spit it, that drip ain't what it is.
It's not. But they don't know. They don't know it from childhood. They know it from earnings. So it's like they get money and then they try to figure out what they're gonna buy.
Facts.
You know what I'm trying to say? But they don't know it the way we knew it. Like I'm talking about AZ. Like, AZ knew it since he was a kid.
Yeah.
So that it stayed with, and that was the whole thing. And that's why, that's the same reason I keep saying, but if anybody ever asks me what's wrong with hip hop, I say it's us, because the elders have to have a place. You never see great societies, great countries, great movements move without elders.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody to go and pin out. No, that's not the way to go. Yeah, that I don't care if he's blind and in the back of the stagecoach. He still will say, smell around and say, oh, we in Wyoming? Okay, we're going to have to keep staying to the west in Wyoming, because I remember those Cherokees are on the right side. You see what I'm trying to say? But you know, that elder thing, even us, you know, we had that. You know, we had people. Sometimes our elders happen to be younger than technical elders, but they were at least people that did what we do before us.
Yes, sir.
I remember Melly Mel giving me advice. I remember Dougie Fresh giving me advice. I remember Doug did what Doug did with me one time was so crazy, right? We did the show at the Apollo, and it was filmed. I think Bobby still got the tape. And I was in Uptown. I don't know what I was doing, but Doug called me from his. I didn't know he lived on that block. He called me from his window. I said, yo, what's up? He said, yo, Daniel, come upstairs for a minute. And he sat me down in this room and played a videotape of me performing at the Apollo.
Wow.
And everything. Like because we had to do it again and all of that. And he said, look, now you're angry. Now you're this. Now you're that. And he broke down to me how I lost my cool, and that's why the show didn't turn out the way it should have.
He analyzed your tapes, like how basketball teams look at tapes.
Yeah. Wow. And so even though I'm older than Doug by a couple of years, he's still my elder in the sport. You know what I mean? And so that is like when we came up there, man, I'll tell you about the Coney Island thing. When we came up stage at Coney Island, Mel and them was there. Because, you know, Mel and them had a great relationship with Mr. Magic and them. Yes, and he said to me, he said, man, that's how you do it, Daddy, yo. You do just like me. You get a crowd 50% and you take 50% for yourself. Well, Melly Mel taught me, if you do a show and they not involved, you an asshole. That's why anybody worth their salt when they first come on stage is going to have a crowd who put their hands in the air, make some noise, something.
You got to get them involved.
Exactly. But so, you understand what I'm trying to say? So without that presence for some of these young people that's coming up, it don't mean that they the dopest, but it does mean that they could be better.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? They really, really could be better. Yes, a few people are giving them better financial advice. I'll give it that. You know, better financial advice than say we had or somebody from our generation had. So I'll give them that. But artistically, we still are, at least in my heart, this is just my heart, we still are supposed to be so supreme artistically. And so my head always says, why is there only one Kendrick? That doesn't make sense to me. Why is there only one J. Cole? It doesn't make sense to me. You know?
You know why? Because everybody else is trying to emulate whoever from their region.
Yeah.
You know, that's winning.
Yeah, it's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So, like, you got Kendrick. He sound like Kendrick himself.
Yeah.
J. Cole sound like J. Cole.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so that right there. Because everybody be trying to emulate. And I be looking at dudes like, you know, everybody want to be in the strip club, busting it up. Salute, you getting money. But,
right.
But y'all niggas is tricks.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Straight up
like
and down.
Pimps. No,
yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah. And they don't even take cues from the people that they could. Like, you know, UGK, one of my favorite groups of all time. You know, I did records with Bun. Like, that's my man, right? If you take your cues from Pimp C, Crit, I mean, some of these guys, then at least you would know how to shape it.
Facts.
Their shaping is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's the shaping of it that's wrong. But again, it's all kind of based on earnings. Because it's the way I got a bunch of daddy-o-isms, but here's one of them. I always tell people, there's no almighty white man, there's an almighty green man. So does racism exist? Absolutely. But half the shit y'all think is racist is really based on cash. Because even slavery was based on cash. Had nothing to do with the color of those people's skin. It had something to do with they strong and we can make money off of them. And if they could have found an alien and did that with them, they would have did it with them too. So you know, slavery is a system. Slavery is an economic system, just like capitalism is, and just like socialism is, and all that kind of stuff. When green gets involved, and this is why the Bible said it doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is a big difference. But this is why the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, because when you begin to love money, you'll possibly do anything.
Facts.
Yeah, and so the difference between, I think, an LL Cool J and say a New Cat, and we could pick from a whole bunch of them, is that LL wouldn't do anything for money. He had a standard, and he did want to make money, absolutely. But I got a standard.
Yeah.
Public Enemy is not going to do anything to make money. I got a standard.
You got
know
standards.
Exactly, and that, yeah, and that's what happens with them, is that the earnings are so high that it's like, okay, I could forfeit whatever, because I'm gonna get money. You know what I mean? And that's just it's a weird way to think, because the crap we're experiencing the downfall culturally more than individually. Right? So now we get Dolph getting shot, Juice WRLD. I always say, what the fuck was them other niggas on the plane with you for, bro?
Wow.
You got all these little niggas around you and you swallow the pills? These niggas supposed to take that hit for you.
Wow.
You bail them out and everything good. But we got that culturally because of the money. And we losing people on some weird Mac Miller suicide shit. Like, it's weird. I'm telling you, you know, murder. I hate to say this, but I'm going to kind of say it. I almost understand murder. Because murder, you know, I'm from East New York, so I seen people, you cross me, whatever. Or sometimes people get killed for the wrong thing. But there's almost, it's no sense to it, but there's almost a purpose to why they going after you like that.
Got you.
When you're starting to see the suicides and this guy takes pills and dies, and that we're suffering that based on the money. That's where the opioid thing comes from and all of that, because these niggas wouldn't be on the opioids if they couldn't afford them.
That's a fact. You
see what I'm trying to say? So that's where the elders have to come in, because if the elders don't come in, and they're not gonna. I say this all the time. People ask me about rapping and all that. I say I rap because they're not gonna respect me if I don't rap like I rap right now. And ain't no way in the world I'm gonna put on Talking All That Jazz and get their respect. No disrespect to Talking All That Jazz. Love it. Kill the record when we on stage. Everything. But if I wasn't who I am now, they get, they fuck with me because I really, I probably gained four. I ain't lost no step. I probably gained 4 steps. I tell people all the time, no disrespect to the old daddy-o, but I will smoke his fucking boots. I eat that nigga alive.
Salute.
Alive. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we could do this, at least 8 or 9 of us could do that. Billboard's got to open up a new category called classic hip hop. Spotify's got to do a new thing called classic hip hop. Apple Music got to do a new thing called classic hip hop. Tidal's got to do. It's all got to change. The Grammys got to do a new thing called classic hip hop because now we have a space. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's no different than the blues having a space or some of that other stuff having a space. I mean, look at jazz. Jazz did it. Because there's Kenny G and Najee in them, and there's Thelonious Monk and Mal in them. But jazz did it. But if you giving out an award or when I say hey Google or hey Siri or whoever I'm calling at that time, play classic jazz, then they're gonna put on some Monk and stuff. If I say hey Siri, put on smooth jazz, they're gonna put on some Kenny G stuff. Yep. You see what I'm trying to say? So jazz did it. It's no real reason that we shouldn't have a category of our own. There's only one reason we don't. It's because we don't still rap. So people think, we've been put out the pasture, or this weird feeling that if Lil Wayne is rich, then Chuck D must be uber rich. That's the dumbest shit to ever think. But it is what people think.
Word. Yo, Daddy, it's 2 more things I gotta definitely clear the air, and I want you to promote your new projects.
Yes.
Right? Now with Junior Mafia, when you was shopping, all right, I'm gonna let you.
I'm trying to cut this off.
Yeah.
All right, it's off.
All right. When y'all was shopping Junior Mafia, did y'all shop the project to Bad Boy, Diddy and Bad Boy?
No. We shopped it to Joy over at Arista. Because remember, Puff was just getting his Arista deal. As a matter of fact, fun fact about this, when Andre fired Puff, I went to meet Puff in the city at a place called the Tom Cafe. And I asked him, do you need us to put something around you? Or do you need some help? Do you need some protection, some whatever? He said, no, I'm all right. Boom, boom, boom. But you know what I'm saying? I offered him that. But we didn't chop it to Bad Boy because it wasn't clear yet. Like this whole Bad Boy Clive Davis thing, it really wasn't clear yet. You know what I mean? So, but we did shop it to Joy because we figured if we get signed to Arista, either they're gonna do what they did with the game, where the game was signed to Interscope, but they put them on Aftermath, right? Or we'll be at least neck and neck, and we'll still be on the same distributing label as Big. Yeah.
Got you. Because it was rumors that because before you broke down the real story that it was an idea, Junior Mafia. Yeah. As the group, the rap group.
Yeah.
People were saying, "Oh, Diddy didn't want to sign Junior Mafia." You know what I'm saying? When Biggie first shopped them to him.
No, we didn't. I don't know. I mean, that part could be true because I don't know if Big had a private conversation with Puff about the group. He might have.
Gotcha.
But that wasn't our agreement. Every shopping, I was always there. I was there with Craig Calman. I was always there. Even when we shopped it to Joy, we did it in my studio in my basement, and Joy came to us. But all had Big do is you have to be at these A&R meetings. And the reason you got to be there, he wasn't there for Faith, though. The reason you got to be there is we don't want them to think you're not in support.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Nah, definitely. But also, you mentioning we got to clear this up somehow, some way. I know it's some street shit, Remember when that whole thing happened with him and Jay-Z, where he allegedly bootlegged Jay's album and Jay allegedly stabbed him?
Right.
Like, could you word it in a way without getting into?
No. I don't know much about it.
Okay.
Because by that time I had went to work for MCA Universal, and under them kind of went they other way with the Undeers. I gave them the name Undeers and Entertainment.
Wow.
They had went the other way with that. But the more I think about it, and I don't know, man, you know, I say crazy shit and it goes viral or whatever. The more I think about it, it possibly could be WWF.
Oh shit.
You know, the more I think about it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm WWE, I guess it is. Because when I talk to he never talks about that. I just don't. I don't know. It just.
But WWE or WWF on who part? On Jay-Z Rockefeller or?
It could be both of them. It could be both of them. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that's just a daddy-o thing. Put that on me. You understand what I'm saying? It's a daddy-o thing. Put that on me, but. It don't feel. First of all, I know and so even when they told me Jay-Z stabbed I'm like, yeah, right. And Jay-Z still living? Yeah, he stabbed right. Like, who does? Like, come on, man. I'm telling you, man. I done seen this boy do some things. You know what I'm saying? I done seen him do some things. I know how he get that, and I know that crew around him, and I know his brother Just.
But that's the point I'm making too. Like, they was in the street under them.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like, how that happened.
And the dudes that was around them.
How that happened. You know what I'm saying? How that happened. But, you know, then I don't know nothing about it because I'm not there. But he's home the next day. You know, there's no real hospitalization. What? Like, I don't know. It just, it was a weird time. So to me, I feel more about that. I want to ask him about it, though. I know he's going to probably put some of that in Fulton Street. But I do want to ask him about it, though. Because I can't see the clarity of it because of who I know to be and even some of the things that him and I had to experience in the music business. Because now I'm dealing with a guy that's really a street dude and I'm bringing them into the music business. And so there's times that I have to explain things to him in terms of the way things in this business is done.
Facts.
You see what I'm trying to say? Because, you know, he didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. And, you know, that's my experience with everybody that I affiliate with that's from the street, you know, including both of my OGs. Pee Wee Kirkland is one of my OGs. Mike Conception, my other OG. I know how to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, something crazy happened with Pee Wee one time where I signed an artist because my nephew brought me New Child. I signed an artist and MCA was dragging their feet. Right? So Pee Wee said, yo, I'll just give them their advance back. You know, and they looking at me like, Daddy, we don't do it like that. Like, he can't give the money back. I'm like, you either take this money back or I'm not coming to work tomorrow. Because I don't want to be in the middle of this. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, the street gonna be, you know that. The street gonna be the street anyway. And so I don't
dictate how the street gonna move.
You not. And that just, so I'm still getting back to your question, like, I'm like, nah. And nothing happened, like, unless it happened and somebody got paid. And I don't see like that. I don't see this happening. And then this guy giving some money and then just be quiet. Like, I don't know. So it feels more staged to me than anything else. That's just Daddy-o. Don't put that on nobody else. I know both of them cats. If you know both of them cats want to talk back at me, they can. They know. But that's how I see it.
Nah, but I like you because you stand on everything you say. So I got to salute you for that.
Thank you, sir.
I interview pretty much a lot of
people. Right.
And I seen the most backpedaling shit. And I'm like, yo, homie, this is what you said. You know what I'm saying? And then niggas get mad at me
and you
I put what he said in the title.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
No, you know what I learned, M.Reck? And it's the same kind of relationship.
uh-huh.
I told people this all the time when I used to make records on other people. I don't do as much of that anymore. I used to tell artists, especially rappers, I say, man, you want to make a 10-song album, and then you want you want 9 songs, whatever you're doing, it's really you. It's really your stuff, you know? And then on your 10th song, you just want to make a record called, tiptoe through Central Park, with some weird piano and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If the record company comes in and makes Tiptoe Through Central Park the single, you gotta live with that. So
Facts.
my point to them is, don't make any records that you don't expect to be a single. Because you guys think that you could pick what the singles are gonna be, and this is definitely an album cut. When you sign to a label and that's a business,
Yep.
if they think they could sell that one more than this one, you're ass out.
That's how it
So
goes.
it's the same thing with their words. Don't say nothing that now you're not going to be able to back up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Because I don't do it. I don't do it because I'm threatening nobody. I don't do it because I'm beefing with nobody. I don't do it. I remember when I said the thing about Rakim. Man, the internet ate me alive. Oh, Daddy-O probably got a beef with Rakim from a long time ago. Oh, Daddy-O, he must have, Rakim, Stetsasonic is never better than them. All of this, and I'm like, yo, nobody never had no beef with Ra. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm sticking on what I'm saying. And what I'm trying to do, I ain't gonna front. What I'm trying to do is poke the bear. Because the best thing that could have happened is Rakim made a record back at me, and now we on. Now hip hop is back.
Now, just say like Ross see this interview and he probably be like, yo, you know what? I gotta address Daddy on the record, and then the record come out and it's hard. Would you respond?
I hope it is.
Would you respond?
I probably would.
Just to keep it within hip
Just
hop.
to keep it, just to keep it going. But my thing is, man, I miss, man. Something happened to me like a year ago, because I used to, I like hip hop a lot, right? So I listen to everything. Everything. I'm a Thursday night dude. I tell that to everybody. Midnight Thursday night, I'm usually up and hearing what gets released, right? So I listen to everything once. Snoop album. It's a new. It's a few new.
First and foremost, before you go on,
right?
How do you feel about Snoop Dogg, buying Death Row and dropping a project called Back on Death Row? How you feel about that?
I think it's a great idea. The first thing that came to me, but now I saw something today that let me know. First thing that came to me is, how is he going to make money? Because record companies don't make a whole lot of money right now.
That's a fact.
So, but then I just saw a flyer yesterday, a Death Row show. That's Snoop, Warren G, Daz and them, Rage is on it, RBX Posse is on it. Like everybody that was on the Chronic is on that show. And I said, this will work because he's gonna promote it and they're gonna be able to make money at least through these venues and all of those type of things. But I think it's a great idea. I was just in I'm still concerned with how he makes money from it. Because we don't sell records anymore. Unless he does.
Say this though.
What?
That Death Row is gonna be the first record label
and the major label and the
NFTs or some shit like that.
So that'll be dope. I just seen Kanye do something that I've been thinking people should do forever, which he said his new album is only going to be released on his platform. I've been telling people this 12 years.
Man, I did that with the movie I put out called Best Friends.
It's the best thing. It's the best thing in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think cats are getting a little smarter about it. And but I think it's a great idea. I think it's a really, really good idea because he's going to have a lot of support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to have a lot of support and he's going to be able, I even thought about Stetsasonic and said, man, maybe he might be the guy. Cause I've been wanting to do, talk to somebody about doing classics forever. I remember I always wanted to talk to Dame and Jay when they was together about doing something called Rockefeller Classics. You know
That's
what I
my
mean?
ew.
And it would be dope if Snoop did
That's dope.
a old school classics or classic hip hop, Death Row classics, and then just put. And I mean, that's perfect. Death
That's
Row
fire.
classics. Let me A and all the records
That's fire.
because I know, man, my guys. So this is what I was getting ready to say.
Uh-huh.
Not too long ago, something happened. I can't remember what it was, but something happened, and I was either watching. I think it might have been. It might have been when Kane and KRS did the verses, or it might have been something else. But something really prompted me to have all of this love for my generation. And it's not like I didn't love them. But then I started looking at it, I started putting words besides words, and I said, damn, man. Because I love hip hop, so I always talk about the new cats and T Grizzly and whoever, right? But I said, man, we might just be the best. We might. There is a real chance that we're the best. And I know a lot of people like to dip into the 90s and say that 90s group, and I like them. I like Jay-Z, I like Biggie, I like DMX, I like that group. But when I think about the structures of the Big Daddy Kanes, like the Slick Ricks, the Moment I Feared, I'm like, damn, we nice. We are nice. And so my whole issue is that I don't think it's that hard. It just takes patience. Like I remember, so I'm getting ready to do my 7th. Since I've been putting these records out since 2016, this is going to be album number 7.
Hold on, right now?
Yeah, no, it's not out. 6 is out right now.
Okay,
so
what's the name of the 6th album you got out right now?
Go to Antidote. I only did 2 videos to that though, because COVID messed me up. I did Guards and Dope Fiends with Rusty Jukes, and I did Gun Store Movie with Indigo Phoenix.
Salute.
We actually did two videos, me and her, because my man had did a remix, and I just had to do another video. But
where can they get those projects from?
Oh, they everywhere. I mean, I didn't want them to be everywhere, but they everywhere.
Okay.
They Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. I like it, but you go to my Bandcamp and get it, then I get paid. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about the records that I'm doing, like I said, I'm on my 7th joint now, and I think about it, I don't want to say I wasn't as nice, but I wasn't as wise on my first 2 albums. I did, but I had a plan though. And my plan was, all I want these first 2 records to be is the old man snapping. This nigga Daddy is still rapping. That's it. That's all I cared about. He's still rapping. I don't care really. I know it's not going to be whack. This is something I learned a long time ago. I'm never going to be whack again, but I may be inapplicable.
Gotcha.
And that's the theory to make classic hip hop.
Yes, sir.
It's not that you whack, but if you don't make something that's applicable, they're gonna give you your props because you're the OG, but they really ain't gonna fuck with it. You understand? But it's like they don't dish you because you're the OG, but they really don't fuck with the record. So that's why you gotta fit. And there's all of this room, man. When you look at the span of what we do now versus just having one Kiss FM and one BLS, right? With this YouTube and YouTube Music and Tidal and Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer and all of these things, the space is really there. The work has to be quality, 1, and then 2, which my peers hate, it's got to be rapid fire repeat, and they hate that because they want to make 1 record every 4 years.
Nah, you got to be consistent.
And you can't do that now.
Yeah.
You know, but if you sit back and you study enough, like I listen to everything, so I know what I'm not. So people that might ask me, this is way before Dolph got shot. You could see all my old interviews. You would see me shouting out Key Glock and Young Dolph because I love them. You know what I mean? And I don't sound nothing like them, but I know what I need to be as their grandfather or their uncle or their dad. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have to know there's a place for us. There really, really is a place for us. I told Mel, I could do a Furious 5 album, or I could do an album just on you and Scorpio. I told Kumo D I could do a Treacherous 3 album, or I could do an album on just Mo D. Okay. I told Kaz I could do a Cold Crush album, or I could do just an album on. I don't care, but I know how you guys should sound right now. And I don't know if I'm the only one.
When you telling them this, what are they saying?
They saying yeah, but then they going on about their business. You got to understand, we are all.
I be hating, man.
Yeah, but here's the deal, M.Reck, for real. Everybody got to do something to keep the lights on.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm trying to say? The older you get, especially with some of my peers, if you didn't bubble, like say a LL bubbled or some other people bubbled, you may not own a home. You might not even be driving what you want. You might be driving something. You might not be driving anything.
Nothing. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And so what happens is your life and your attention to life, most of it has to be on that. And you don't really realize what making records would do.
Of course.
Because in your mind, you may be thinking, I'm going to spend a lot of time doing this and nothing's going to happen. And it's just going to be a waste of my time because my bills are still due. And I'm saying, follow, and you see Chuck on the line saying it all the time, follow what Daddy will do. I'm saying, get a laptop. I learned from Milk D, who learned from Teddy Riley, this Studio One package is only $400 for everything. The speakers, the software, the mic, everything.
Wow.
Get a laptop, get Studio One, and go to work. And so wherever I am right now, I can record. Wherever I go, I can record. That video that I just dropped that people were digging, I did that first. It's six little videos in it, but I did that first one in my sister-in-law's bedroom when I was vacationing in Atlanta.
Wow.
I heard the record, I heard the beat, and I was like, oh, I gotta do this now. I went in her bedroom and I dropped it.
Yo,
you understand what I'm trying to say?
To me that you've been doing music how long now?
84, 83, 84. Yeah.
So you talking about like damn near 40 years.
Yeah.
Right? But you still are inspired like you 15, 16.
Because it's hip hop. And that's what hip hop is supposed to always do, bro.
That's a fact.
Yo, man, look at what happened when we first came out. Everybody was inspired.
Yes, sir.
Even people that couldn't rap. Cats going out getting gold chains, getting fly, with fat laces, whatever. That's what we supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? This whole depressing mode that some of these young kids do, it bothers me because y'all not pumped up. Now, if you want to talk about the pain like Trippie Redd does, I'm with you. Because Trippie Redd got a drug addiction and he talks about it on his records. I'm with that. Because then you're giving people the idea. But you should be inspiring. You know what I mean? It don't mean that. And I tell people this all the time. People go, oh, you know, rap. You know, I like rap when it was positive. I said, you're bugging right now. I could let you hear tapes of Busy B in 1982 where he says, everybody, where the cocaine crew at? Everybody say blow. You understand? We always been a balance between this happening over here and this happening over there. And
always been positive.
Always. Always. But the issue is what we talked about earlier. Learn how to rap. You know what I'm saying? And my whole issue is my peers can rap. When I say rap, they can really rap. Slick Rick could really rap. Big Daddy Kane can really rap. Rakim can really rap. Chuck D can really rap. Like that. I'm not talking about none of. They really do this.
I heard some new shit from you. You snapping. You were snapping from back in the days, talking about all that jazz. But matter of fact, on your page, you had something. I think you might have put it up 4 or 5 days ago. You snapping on that joint.
Yeah, man. I mean, son, that's who we are, and that's who we should be. And thank you, sir. And I think that there's room for that. You understand? Because when you see it, you still seeing me with the gray hair. I'm not trying to look young or nothing like that. You understand? And then when you look at it, you're like, who the fuck is this? Then when I start telling you that I'm over 60, you like, what? You understand what I'm saying?
That's
And that's the
crazy.
effect that we all should have.
Yes, sir.
They
Yes, sir.
honestly, if we was doing this right, and this is no disrespect to my young bucks because I love them, but if we was doing this right, the young bucks should be afraid of us.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens when a when a when a Mary J. Blige sees a Roberta Flack, when a
Mm.
Mary J. Blige sees a Shaka Khan,
Facts.
she knows she got to bow. And
Facts.
we don't have enough of that because we not in a genre that we could just have this stuff sit.
Mm-hmm.
If we was in that kind of genre, that would be cool. But we're not. We're not.
Yeah.
Country's not.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other stuff. Pop, I don't know. But hip hop and country, you got to be current.
Yeah, this shit
That's
always.
why. Yep. That's why Travis Tritt still making records. That's why Miranda Lambert still making records. It don't mean that she didn't make some dope records.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for Miranda to be relevant, she got to do the new joint. Even
Facts.
Dolly Parton still making records.
Facts. That's crazy.
And that's what makes you that, because they say, man, and they get into you because of something new, and then they look back and they see an old Talking All That Jazz video or a Susie video and be like,
Mm-hmm.
that was you too? I wasn't even born.
Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole issue. That's why we need to do Death Row Classics. I A&R all the records, and we could start off with Positive K and Dana Dane albums.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. What's up with Positive K? Ain't he doing like
He chilling. He writing now. Me and Pa's been on the phone almost every day. I'm a A&R this joint for him.
Is he doing comedy now or I'm bugging?
Yeah, he's doing comedy. He's doing comedy. Actually, he was snapping on T.I. because T.I. came out and said he was first of all, they're in the same city because Pa's been in Atlanta for a little while now. They're in the same city, and T.I. came out and said, oh, he the first rapper to do comedy. He said, man, Daddy, he even at the same club I'm at. He said, wow. I said, they biting. I said, they biting. He said, yeah, damn right they biting.
Wow. See, that's crazy that you mentioned that because I was going to go into that because I saw Positive K doing this years ago. How long he been doing this now?
Oh, I don't know because I always talk to my other thing.
This ain't like this year. He been doing it for
No. Yeah, it's been before this year. Yeah. It's definitely been before this year.
So when I saw T.I. doing that, I said, yo, he taking a page out of Positive K book.
Yeah, absolutely.
But see, that's the problem too. Motherfuckers don't pay homage.
They don't, man. They really don't.
Disrespectful out here.
It is.
And that's my problem with a lot of shit. I'm like, yo, when somebody open the lane up for you,
right? Yeah.
You supposed to salute, like, yo, homie, good looking. Now, now we able to eat over here now.
But they act like they did it themselves.
Facts. And that's the point I be making. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas know how I give it up with the bars. And y'all was telling me, yo, Rec, you can't rap and interview another rapper. It's taboo. Right. I said, well, watch me do it. You know
right. Now they all do it. Now they all
everybody doing it, but where's your homage at? You know,
exactly.
Rakim get his homage and Kane and everybody else. But where's M.Reck? Yo, M.Reck open up a lane for rappers to interview other rappers and make it on the street on the internet.
It's true. It's true. I saw your journey. They but you know what, M.Reck? You just gotta keep doing what you do, right? And then in your own way, whether it's a book, or NFT, whatever, in your own way you document it.
Nah, facts, Kane.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing, man. Something happened to me, man. I was praying one day, and something happened to me one day, man, that I got. And what I got was I gotta be the last man standing. Because in the very beginning, I was trying to convince everybody. And I realized and I recognized that everybody just not gonna come.
That's a fact.
It even took me a long time to even get Stetsasonic back in the studio. I've been wanting them back in the studio since I was making the records in 2016. But it took me a minute to get them back. I'm happy because the Stet records are coming out great. But the point of the matter is, with some of my other peers, you just gotta be the last man standing. Because once you do that, then you opened up one lane already. You continue to be that, you end up being the last man standing. Now you can open up the lane even in a different way.
Definitely.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? But that's all it's about now. It's like
I agree with you. I
the
agree with you.
consistency is important. Like the consistency is super important, especially with this kind of medium and these kind of platform,
Yes,
because
sir.
they could be watching me and you right now, but I'm sure as I see the numbers go up and down, they're getting off of us and going over here,
Of
getting
course.
over there and going to Clubhouse, getting over here and going here. Like there's so many options that a lot of times people don't stay and stick. But the more we could put it out there,
Yeah.
then it's almost like, and
Consistency.
that's what, yeah, that's what happened with me. You know what I'm saying? What happened with, I did two things. One, and you did it already too. You got a name that if I put M.Reck in, I only get you. That's dope. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Salute. Salute.
That's why I did Professor Daddy-O, because Daddy-O was bringing up cookies and restaurants and
I see
all of
what you're
that.
saying. I see what
Yeah,
you're
you know what I'm
saying.
saying? So that's the first thing you do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What you already did,
Yeah.
right? And then you just keep pounding them out. Because once you
Yeah.
keep pounding them out, especially like with stuff like reels and all of this stuff that's starting to happen, your shit ends up showing up in places that you didn't even think it would show up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say? But that's how you got to do it, man. That's how you got to do it now. You know what I'm saying? And know inside that you're the best.
Definitely, King.
Just know inside that you're the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody around you is talking about. Fuck them, man.
Nah,
And
definitely.
that's when I teach artist development, that's the same thing I teach them. I always tell people when I teach artist development, they come to me, I say, listen, man, if you're not at least trying to be the best, don't give me your money. Because I'm not taking no money just, oh, I'm going to take, no. Or you booty, and I'm just taking your money like, yeah, because, you know, she really not going to turn out to be nothing, but, you know, I'm going to get this money. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know inside, regardless of what any of them is saying, because most of the time, naysayers are suckers anyway.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Haters are suckers anyway.
That's a fact, King.
Because ain't no real reason to hate on M.Reck. What the fuck is you hating on him for? What he do?
Man.
Oh, he went in your crib and took your TV. Oh, I know. The fuck, you don't even know him.
Facts, King.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So you gotta realize the sucker in them when they like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. I try to tell. You know, I told my family this, man. Sometimes they listen. Sometimes they get a little mad when I say this. I said, you know, when I look at people, I only have two ways I look at people. And you know, kids like, what's that, Dad? And I'm like, I look at them as if would I be robbing them or would they be with me robbing with me?
Wow, that's deep.
That's it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because if it don't mean that I don't associate with the ones that I would be robbing, but I realize that they not built to go into the trench with me. If that gotta happen, I gotta leave him to the side. He's a nice person, and I leave it there.
Yeah, fact. Yo, Daddy-O, this question I gotta answer. Ask you this. You mentioned at one time, oh, you probably still standing on it. Jersey rappers are the best rappers, I think.
Well, how I know you was gonna ask me that? I've been thinking about that since yesterday, and I said, M.Reck is gonna ask me this question. I say that because the way these guys are, you really don't want to get in a cage match with Redman.
Facts.
You really don't want to get in a cage match with Tretch. I mean, it's a thing that they brought because of where they from. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's guys that stand out.
In there. Joe Button.
Yeah. Joey nice.
Ransom.
Yeah, Rakim, Shabazz, and then we don't want to even go girl because all girls lose to Lauren. Everybody.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Everybody. All girls lose to Lauren. Every girl. Yeah. And I ain't even mentioned Latifah.
You're right. Now let's do this though. Some people
or Rod Digger.
Oh, Rod Digger. Facts, Jersey. Now, some people feel like Queens got the best rappers. You got, you know what I mean?
I mean, Queens do have some real. Queens got the GOAT.
Nas,
you know,
and Rakim.
Yeah, they got the GOAT. They got Nas. They got L.
Oh yeah, Rakim was from
Yeah, Rakim Long Island.
Long Island. That's right.
Yeah, but they do have
So you
Nas.
calling the GOAT LL from
Yeah,
Queens? Because
he's the
he made
first.
the term.
Yeah, he did. He
And
did.
he
Yeah,
got that though. You got to give
yeah.
L the GOAT
You
status.
gotta give him that. Gotta give him that. Running them. You know, maybe not lyrically, but definitely putting it down.
Yeah.
Mikey D, who's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, Queens got some good stuff. They don't have the cage match cats. You know what I'm saying? Like them cage match, like that niggas don't really know how nice Tretch is, B.
Yeah, Tresh is super nice.
Yeah, you can't and then Reggie, man. I would say,
hold on, Redman is the reason why I started rapping. I told Redman this.
because he taught you could do them words in different ways.
Fact.
It's like me and battle rap. That's why I like battle rap. Because they taught me something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that before. And then I listened to T-Rex or one of them, and I'm like, did he just do that? Okay, I see where this is going.
Well, you mentioned battle rap, because that was one of my questions too. I totally forgot.
Right.
Who's your top 5 right now in battle rap?
Right now, JC's still up there for me. JC Surf.
Surf is a problem right now.
It's a new kid I really like. I like that kid, real name Brandon.
Yeah, he's dope. Easy to block captain.
Easy coming up. Easy definitely on his way up.
I like Chess.
Yeah, Chess. I always liked Chess from the beginning. Even when he was throwing up on stage, I liked Chess. Let me see some girls. Couture still got it.
He's fire.
Jazz still got it. That last battle Jazz had, damn, she that girl alive. Casey J, Vixen. You know, you got to give Geechee Gotti props.
Gotcha. You rock with Miss Hustle?
Oh yeah, I love Hustle.
Yeah. Miss Hustle.
I think Hustle. Well, I think it's this month. Remy's dropping a record with all of them.
She's doing a battle event. I think Chrome 23. Shouts to Remy. She's doing that.
Hustle should be making records though.
Yeah.
She's probably the first female battle rapper that got because battle rappers have to grow into having the record thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hustle got it all around.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Then you know, while we're on battle rap, shout out my squad, Team Homie. You know, I'm in Team Homie with Swave and all.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Hold on.
so
We're talking about female battle rap. I got to shout out Queen of the Ring, Babs Bunny.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Debo and Vague and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the girl Cheddar too. Cheddar nice.
Yeah.
I put her on one of my rhymes.
Definitely. So you saying that about battle rappers and how you feel about that culture? I mean, it's still hip hop. Who would you want to produce or A&R for?
In battle rap, Surf, Twerk, Chess, and I would like, it's going to be hard as fuck, but I would like to take on the DNA. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard.
Yo, you know who I forgot? You know who I forgot that I fuck with heavy?
Who?
Tay Rock. I fuck with
Tay nice too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the battle rap mistake with the records. They don't know which voice to use.
Tone. Exactly.
They don't know what tone. Even Chess just did a diss record, fire, but he doesn't know which tone to use. Because being on stage and kicking it and being in the studio and doing it, two totally different things.
Daddy, you got to understand. Well, you understand. They got to understand your voice is an instrument.
It is.
Especially when you're doing music. Now, if you battle rapping and you doing acapella, then that's
you almost don't have to be an instrument. You just got to be a lyricist.
Exactly. But when you go in the studio with the beat and the music,
all that music is in there with you.
Facts, King. But see, that's the science they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't get that yet. They don't know what kind of records to make. Because like Twerk made an album that actually wasn't that bad, but it sounds so trappy that it's indistinguishable.
Wow.
You see what I'm trying to say? And so they're not going into records the way they go into the ring. Because in the ring, they're very distinguishable. You could close your eyes and know it's twerk. You could close your eyes and know that it's Tay. You understand what I'm trying to say? But in the studio, you don't know when you hear their songs, because a few of them have made songs. You don't know who they are. They don't know how to do the distinguishable thing on record.
You know who got it?
Who?
Surf.
Surf got it.
Those records.
Yeah. Surf got it.
Got a distinctive sound about him.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
So he definitely got it in battle rap, and he got it with the music side of things. So I want to him on that. But yeah, Daddy, let them know where they can get this new project from. We've been rocking 2 hours straight.
Hey, just go to my Bandcamp, the Professor Daddy-O Bandcamp. Everything is up there. All of the records are up there. It's some super dope surprises because a few of the things I did, like my Aldola Dakaya album, I only did one video to that. So a lot of people haven't heard like the whole album. You know what I mean? And the whole album is a story about a guy, and then most of the album is about being on the inside. It's a jail album, really. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's like two records started off, and then the whole other time is conjugal visits and when you coming home and all that. So it's a lot of good stuff up there, man. Because when I make these projects, I put a lot into them. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to shoot. Sometimes I don't get to shoot as much video as I can or want to. So yeah, and nowadays it's become such a visual culture that if I don't put out a video, you know, like I got some step records right now. We did the first video, we did really well. Shout out LL Cool J and Rock the Bells. We was in heavy rotation on Rock the Bells for 12 weeks. But you know, I can't release these records without a video. It's just not gonna really. It's just not gonna work out. Yeah. So some of the records that I haven't done videos on, they could be real enjoyable. So yeah, everything's on my Bandcamp. If you cheat, then go to your Spotify or your Apple Music. But if you got a little something, throw a brother a little something. It ain't. I'm probably like 70 cents a record, so the whole album I don't think it's even $10. You know what I mean?
I'm going to support. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you.
You hear something?
Have you guys heard of StreamBoss? It's a new IPTV provider that gives you over 5,000 channels for only $20 a month.
Oh, cool!
$20 for live TV, local TV, movies, TV shows, pay-per-views, and so much more.
Huh? What?
If you have a Fire Stick, smart TV, or streaming device, then head on over to thestreamboss.com to begin your setup process.
M.Reck TV.